Hey everyone, welcome, I'm MisterBo, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Geomag Stabilizers, the brand new exotic leg armor for the Warlock. Now these are a random drop. You can get them from exotic engrams, you can get them from completing your weekly bounties by getting the prime engram. That's where I got mine from. I completed a crucible match which was a bounty of mine, and at the end of it I was rewarded with these boots. Now of course, like with all year 2 exotic armor, this standard set of perks is now randomly rolled, so my armor piece is going to be different to what you get when you get these boots. So the description reads, the hurricane will overtake you, it's inevitable. Take stability where you can get it, Icora Ray. Now these boots don't really look like anything too special. They look more like Titan boots than Warlock boots. They're a bit chunky. They don't really fit with any other Warlock armor piece that I've found. I'm not really a fan of the look of them. They kind of just don't look like their exotic boots. But with that out of the way, let's take a look at the exotic perk on these, which is close enough. When Chaos Reach super energy is almost full, sprinting tops it off. Damaging enemies with Chaos Reach extends its duration. So let's see this perk in action. Firstly, starting with sprinting tops off your super. So as you can see, my super energy bar is about up to where the numbers for my ammo count starts, and it's about at that kind of length when the perk will actually trigger. So if you start sprinting, you'll notice at the bottom left of the screen, the perk will activate and it will recharge your super fairly quickly. And it's a pretty sizable chunk of super that you can get back in a pretty short amount of time. I would say it's the same amount of energy as maybe 2 to 3 orbs of light, and you can get it back a lot quicker. How useful this will be, I'm not really too sure. You're probably never going to notice it. You'll probably just sort of be close to your super and you'll be sprinting around, and then suddenly that last chunk of energy will fill up really quickly, and then you'll get your super back quicker than say if you didn't wear these boots. This might be fairly useful in say the Crucible. When you're sprinting around non-stop, you're going to be getting your super quicker than say everyone else in the lobby. But the second half of this perk, which is damaging enemies with Chaos Reach, extends its duration. So here you can see I'm just going to fire my Chaos Reach against a blank wall to test how long the duration of this lasts anyway. And as you can see, it's probably around 4 to 5 seconds. So I hopped into the blind well and I took this up against the tier 1 boss and just fired on it non-stop. And as you can see, the super energy bar tries to keep filling itself up, extending the duration of it. Now it doesn't extend the duration of your Chaos Reach by that much, probably an extra second or two. It probably lasts for about 5 to 6 seconds. That's if you're doing constant damage to an enemy like I am here. If this is against some adds, you're probably only going to gain an extra second. So those are the 2 perks in action. Now my thought on these are, they're not the greatest perks. I understand why this exotic has sort of 2 perks in one here, because if you just had one of these, you probably wouldn't want to be using it. I would say this Warlock Exotic fits into the class of you put it on and you forget about it. You're going to gain the benefits of it, but you're not really going to be going out there to activate these perks. Looking at another Warlock Exotic boot like the Lunar Faction boots, you're thinking about when you're going to be using that exotic perk with your Rift. With these, you're going to throw them on and forget about them. You'll be gaining your super back quicker and you'll be extending the duration of your super against bosses and adds. Now I don't know whether that's a good thing about these boots or a bad thing. I think personally, if you're a real big fan of Chaos Reach, you're probably going to be using these most of the time, though you might want to use something like Crown of Tempests instead. And if you're not using Chaos Reach, well then you don't need to worry about these at all because they don't affect your subclass. Now of course, like with all exotic armor pieces, this comes with a lore tab as well, so let's take a look at that. It reads, Patience, breathing, focus. The clouds gathered as she waited behind cover. The wizard's wailing was far too close. Her heart clenched, racing, she turned inward. Patience, breathing, focus. She felt the sky inside her, coalescing, shimmering. She thought of rain, she thought of the cheek of her unexpected friend, cupped in her hand, cold and wet. Just hang on, please, she whispered. Something resembling a laugh susurrated from behind his many needle-like teeth. Water dripped from his chainmail mask into his open mouth. Her throat tasted like metal. Patience, breathing, focus. The pregnant silence when animals go underground. The dance of water on the roof. The gentle sway of curtains on a humid evening. The distant beat of thunder. The wizard's howling now. Patience, breathing, focus. The dark clouds grew heavier, and each of her bones thrummed with longing. She braided her hands in preparation, gathered herself inward, upward. She turned to run for the wizards, who danced screaming over the corpse of her friend. The static came with her, reefs of electricity brightening at each step. When she began her war cry, the sky spoke for her, cracking, and she threw her palms in front of her. The storm poured forth. Patience, breathing, focus. So there you have it, those are the Geomag Stabilizers, an alright but not super great exotic piece for the Warlock. I think you can definitely find a lot better, but again, this might fit into your playstyle. You just want to throw an exotic on that's going to sort of help you passively, and you don't have to really worry about it. Again, this might really help in certain situations like in Crucible, getting your super quicker, and hey, even destroying a Guardian in Crucible might extend the effect of this just long enough for you to get another kill, or maybe even in Gambit this will help you out, and especially if you're going up against the boss, maybe just the extra little bit of duration is going to help destroy that boss. So an alright but not great, definitely throw them on and try them for yourself, because again, you might really like these. So let me know what you guys think of these exotics in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinion. Do you have them? Do you enjoy them? Are you trying to get them because you really want to use them, or are you just going to avoid them and use something else? If you guys enjoyed this video, or if it's helped you out in any way, feel free to give the like button a big old hug. Subscribe for more gaming content and coverage. Boop that bell to be notified when my future videos go live. Hopefully you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.